Hi friends, welcome to my channel Go Cool and Be Cool. So this is part 9, where to focus on trial writing. ISO 9001 2015. So we are discussing about the lead auditor training program, examination tips and tricks. This one is the very important thing. See dear friends, actually we are going to have one mock examination before writing a main examination. So during mock examination you will be shown some of the already written maybe solved questions and answers to you. So what I did, like during my examination as well as the mock examination, so trainer has shown some of the importance questions as well as the answer. So I have taken some of the clips, so you can able to see overall the structure, how it is answered. So then what are the class supposed to be given, how we can able to get the marks and everything. So we will discuss about full total this 90 marks, how we can able to address this 90 marks in a perfect manner. Okay, let's see the video. Yeah, welcome back. Part 9. So we are going to discuss about where to focus and then trial writing. Okay, so let's see. First one is you know very well about the PDCA. Already we discussed in a couple of videos before. So PDCA is very important, so where we can able to fit the questions in this PDCA manner, so that we can able to catch up the exact class numbers and everything. So first of all, PDCA is nothing but a P, context, issues, process, quality, objectives will come under the category of P. The do is nothing but support, operation, control, design and protections will fall under the category of do. Then check is nothing but management review, internal audit, performance evaluations and everything. So act is continual improvement, corrections, corrective actions, and then non-conformity. So those are all the things. So once you identified that during your question paper, okay, non-conformity means it will come under the act category, so we have to fit accordingly the classes, numbers and all. So this will be the very clear thing. Anyhow, the trainer will give you some of the examples and everything. That is what we are going to see here. So this video will be really helpful to you. The first one is what I told you, we have 145 minutes available. So we have 4 parts available: part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4. So what I requested you in previous videos, like first we have to start part 4, part 3. Either you can start part 3 or part 4 or part 4, part 3. That is your choice. So once you start part 3, so part 4, so what we supposed to do that? So once you start the examination, the examination started 145 minutes started running, so it is started coming down 144 minutes, 43 minutes. So you have to start part 3 or part 4. So this is what I have requested you, because we have to get good marks, then only we'll get certificate. So then getting practical examination, that is what for example, practically once we see the industrial way of approaches and then industry how it behaves and everything, that take time. So you have to get to know that from your experienced people. So first we will see that how we can address this part 3 and part 4. So what I structured, so let us see part 3 and part 4. Directly we have to go to part 3 and part 4 to get 60 marks exactly. This is the clips I have shown to our batch, so that's why I have taken some of the mobile catch up. So I think you can see some clarity also. I hope you can see. The third one is what I shown you. See in the top area you can able to see section 3 questions worth 10 marks each. So maximum 30 marks they will be given. So 3 questions will be asked 10 marks. So how the question is framed? For example, you can see 3.1. During a routine surveillance visit, the organization you are auditing informs you that they no longer carry out any research and development work. This activity is now outsourced to an external provider. That's all. That is a contractor. So we have a beautiful classes available here. So give what they are asking. See, give 4 examples of audit trials or audit evidence you could look for to determine the conformance of the current systems with ISO 9001 2015. So given the information you have just received, and for each of your examples identify the classes of ISO 9001 2015 that relate to these situations. Note to the marker. So award 2 marks for each examples and 0.5 mark for identifying the class of ISO 9001 2015 relevant to each of your 4 examples. So total of 10 marks. Okay, so typical solution, how you supposed to be. So once they are asking you, you are going to conduct some surveillance audit, so you have to make some questions. That's all, simple. So make it like, you know, what they have shown. So here we can show some solutions. So this is how we can structure evidence that the organization has carried out the transfer to an external provider, that is a contractor, is a planned manner. These are all the questions. So they are asking from 6.3. You know what is meant by 6.3. You can just have ISO 9001 manual. So based on that you will come to know that, because the designs and everything, so you have to category wise, you have to fit it. 6.3 talks about what? Planning. So what I told you here is planning, we're supposed to fit in this. So this is how we need to take it up. The next one, we can go to the next page, I think. Yes, so evidence that the organization has carried out to the transfer. So first point is available from 6.53. Next one is evidence that the organization retains or has engaged persons competent in design and development to the degree necessary to place adequate. So they asked it in 7.2. You please note it down. Then 8.4.1. So a couple of questions they are asking. Evidence of the criteria for the evaluation, selection and monitoring, 8.4.1. So in the same category they are asking. So you know very well about that, 8.4.1. So they are all discussing in the field of designs and development. So this is where we need to take it up. Designs of development, it is coming, you know, control 8.4.1. so control of externally provided process, products and service. This is where we have to think about it. So evidence of controls applied to the external provider, evidence of controls applied to the resulting designs and development process output, evidence of the verifications or other activities necessary to ensure that the designs and development process meets requirements. So 8.4.1. See what you can do, since it is the external provider, so you can catch up the same 8.4.1 or 2. So you can frame it some of the question. That's all. Make it whether, you know, like, you know, once you start asking the question, you can frame it whether the organization having or not, whether it is properly managed or not, whether the inspection is carried. So whether the word you can frame it in front of the questions means it will be really comfortable to you also. It will become as a questions. So then you can just ask some of the questions with the class number. That's all. So this is how the things we supposed to write it. So some of the areas, like people are also writing evidence that the organization has communicated to the external provider. See, design and development, the approval. See, it is all depending upon the trainer, how they you know, showing this kind of some resolved questions and answer. Maybe the previous questions and so on. So there, some of the trainers, they will accept, okay, these are all the things we can go ahead. Some of the trainer will accept only we have to start whether some questions they have to ask and then make a question mark. They have to write some class number. So it is depending upon the trainer. Dear friends, please check your trainer that 2 times the evaluation will happen. First your trainer, then the next trainer also will do some evaluation. So make sure that you are writing a proper manner. So this video will help you really. Evidence that the decisions to externally provide. So 9.3.1 they started evidence that trend in the performance of external provider. So 9.3.2 C. So you know very well about what is 9.3.2. So it's all talking about internal audit and then management review. So they are catching all the things from management review. So then it will be framed like, for final one is documented information and records from management review about this change. Friends, please understand, whatever the question you ask, you know, but finally you have to touch the word document evidence. The first one is proper management. The second one is properly top management addressing, properly review is happening or not, and then proper documented evidence is available or not. So then management, you know, minutes of meeting, and then backup everything. So those are all the common questions we have. So it will be always comfortable to you. You can start writing the common question, but you have to frame it in a proper manner. For example, If the record is not maintained, you have to start from there. It is not like starting like leadership or maybe context or that. It's not like that. So record is not maintained, so please make sure that who is the in charge for this, whether you have any interval is available for doing this record management. So like that you have to start one by one. You have to come backward, and then management review is happening or not, then operation planning. So then you can finally ask what is the context of the organization, leadership, like that you can start. Okay, I hope you understand. Next we can go to 3.2, taking into account the requirements of the class 10.2. You know what is meant by 10.2. You can just go and check in your manual, 9001 manual. If you have in PDF, it will be comfortable to you in mobile. So then if you have a hard copy, it is really helpful to you. So it is nothing but non-conformity and then corrective action, isn't it? Okay, non-conformity, corrective action. So you know that very well. What is meant by non-conformity? What is we supposed to do as a corrective action is concerned? So they are simply asking, describe in terms of the sequence or illustrate using a diagram. Using a diagram, so nothing to worry. See, diagram writing in the sense paper pen examination, it will be comfortable to you, but during online examination I don't think so we will get this kind of option or not. You have only the limited area boundaries available. You cannot move your cursor. If you move your cursor, then the red alert will come. So if you are not not able to identify this one, then please don't take any risk on all. So they will ask, this is the normal question, illustrate during the diagram or corrective actions process starting from non-conformance being raised by an auditor through to close out. So identify who is responsible for each element of the process and identify where in the corrective action process decisions need to be taken. They are asking who is responsible. They are asking 10.2 non-conformity and then corrective action. Only two things we have to understand. You are an auditor, okay, so you are observing that a 10.2 non-conformity, you have to get the corrective action to whom you are getting from our auditee, isn't it? So the thing is that you have to make responsible. So what are all the questions you ask? You have to make this is auditor, this is auditor, like that. For okay, let's see typical solution 10.2. Once you go through the 10.2 non-conformity and then corrective action, you can start you can, if you have a manual with you can just go through 10.2.1. what it says: when a non-conformity occurs including any arising so from complaint, the organization shall so react to the non-conformity and as applicable. So and then take actions to control and correct it, deal with the consequence. Then the point B is evaluate the need for actions to eliminate the causes. You can start writing what are all the things you could able to see that. So first of all, raise the non-conformity. Who auditor will supposed to do this? So 0.5 mark you can get it. Review and agree the non-conformity, auditee. Determination of root cause, auditee. Evaluation of the need for actions to ensure that non-conformity is 0.5. The decision after evaluations of the need or as a part of evaluation process to take actions or not. Determine the actions needed, agree proposed actions. So they requested the requirement class of 10.2 describe in terms, illustrate, diagram, corrective action process, non-conformity. They are not ask you maybe 5 questions or 10 questions. So if it is not clear in the sense, you can write what are all the things you can able to do that. Generally you can start writing 10 points, minimum 10 points, since it is 10 mark question, so minimum 10 points supposed to be answered. Record the nature of non-conformities and any subsequent actions audit. See, you have manual with you, 9001 manual with you. Once you open 10.2, you can start writing one by one. Record results, review effectiveness, a decision is needed, verify effective corrective action has been taken by reviewing records, and then a decision is needed where everything is available, friends. You can first to go through 10.2 what it means, so then you can frame it the questions. Okay, so it will be comfortable you. So you have to practice, so then only you can understand during your examination. Questions, see, questions each and every time it will be different. Common questions we can expect only 10 to 20%, but with respect to auditor, see, during training time, 5 days training you have, isn't it? During training time, auditor will say this is a very important questions you will get in the examination. So when he is saying like this type of question is going to come in the examination. Please make a note of this, and then you can have a so then you have to make it very, very clear that this type of question is going to come in during the examination. This will be comfortable to you. See, some areas people will do a diagram. I don't think so. So we have this kind of thing. Uh, for example, like typical solution, implement action needed audit. So they are asking some more questions also. Record the nature of non-conformities audit. So record results of corrective actions. So this is the diagram. You can able to see that auditor raises non-conformity, then auditor reviews and agrees, auditor determines, auditor evaluates. So this is what the exactly industry is happening, isn't it? Whatever the industry is concerned, if you know these process first of all, then you can write. There is no any classes they asked, so better what you can do, so you can frame these questions and everything. You can simply put it in the form of a requested thing. That's all. They are not asked any classes numbers. They asked only auditor, auditee. That's all. Okay, but see, if you are going for paper pen, it will be comfortable to you. You can make a what we can say, like paper itself, you can draw the lines and everything. But during online examination, you have only boundary line available. Please don't take any risk. If they ask even diagram, so they ask like for example, like describe in terms of the sequence or illustrate using a diagram. So either this or this, whatever you feel comfortable, you can go through that all. So my request is, if you are going for online examination, so better you can type only wordings. That's all. You can make auditor, auditee quickly. You can type what all the things we're supposed to type it, and then you can start go through nearly 10 to 15 questions you can ask, I think. So if for example auditor is not comfortable with some of the questions, so they can pick some areas also. But if you are writing only 8 or 9, it will be not at all advisable, because it is a 10-mark question. Okay, so this is the diagram. So next we can move to the third question, 3.3. You are conducting an ISO 9001:2015 audit, okay, in an injection molding company, a process by which plastic components are manufactured. The next activity on your audit plan is the organization final product testing laboratory. Okay, you understand the questions. Injection molding company you are going to audit. The next one is a final product testing laboratory. Outline in a checklist how you will perform this audit by developing a series of 10 checkpoints. So they are asking 10. You need not to write 10. You have to go more than this. 10, 12, 13 or 14. It is not okay. It is not like that. 10 means exactly writing 10. See, most of the time auditor will never expect like 8 points means it is exactly 8 points. It is not like that. You have to drill down some more questions. Since you are an auditor, you have to drill down some of the questions. If it is 10, you can go for 12, 13. If it is 8, you can go for 10, 12. Okay. For each questions, identify examples of the audit evidence. Audit evidence means some record management or maybe some check sheets or something like that. You would want to gather and give the appropriate 9001 and 2015 reference. Let's say they are asking the classes. 1 mark will be awarded per audit checkpoints. 1 mark will be given audit checkpoints. Means you have to frame the questions, okay, with 0.5 mark for the supporting evidence. There, if you are saying that I have seen the record, I have seen the checklist, means that will be given 0.5. 0.5 mark for the appropriate ISO 9001 2015 reference. See what happened now, dear friends. See, this is a 10-mark question. Most of the friends, they will ask only questions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They will not be given full mark. Okay, it will be given only a normal mark. That's all. 0.5 mark for the supporting evidence. None of the friend will write the evidence. See, once you have this kind of questions, please note that you are writing first questions, check sheet, and then class. You can make the small wordings like this. What is the questions? Q1, something like that, and then what is the evidence we have? Evidence. Then you can put some. The next one is classes number. That's 3 things. So you can first prepare this 3 thing, then copy paste in the online exam. Then you can start writing the questions. So first question, second, then you will come to know that I have to write evidence, I have to write classes. So during a firefighting time, during examination, our mind will always see, our one eye will always look into the time, another eye is looking to the answer, but our hands and all shivering like anything. So be cool, nothing to worry. So this video will make you a more and more bundle of experience of how we can make it very, very simple. So I'm just giving you an example. First to make it Q1 means question 1, then you put some evidence and then classes. These are only 3 words. You can copy paste, next to by next with having some small spaces, then you will come to know how many points we're supposed to write it. Writing only questions will never help you at all. So you have to make sure that, for example, who is involved in the testing and how are their responsibilities and authorities defined. So 5.3, evidence that infrastructure and environmental requirements. Some of the areas during the classes definition you can catch up the evidence, record management, something like that. That also you can write it, or you can write evidence is example check sheet. We can verify. I can verify, online management system. I can verify, directly face to face. Like that, you can start writing the classes as well as the questions and all. See what equipment is needed to carry out the testing, how it is equipment, how is the equipment maintained, is the equipment appropriately calibrated, evidence that acceptance criteria have been defined and implemented, evidence that the product to be tested is appropriately identified during the process. See, my request is once you go through the manual, 9001 manual, 100% you will, I'm sure that you will come to know all the classes. First you have to structure, you have to frame it, you have to compare with your industry, present industry. Okay, how people are started doing this, first of all contexting of the organization, then the leadership role is defined, so they make some kind of plannings and everything is happening, the designs and development. So those things you please make introspections with your existing company, so then only it will be comfortable to you. Mainly you have to frame it one by one. For example, what I told you in the PDCA, once you fix in your mind 4, one is context of the organization, and then leadership, planning, support, operations, and one by one. So those things will be always comfortable, you what to ask and what not to ask. Okay, these are all the things we can able to show during examination. So how, for example, see what objectives and targets apply to the process, 6.2.1, 8.1 and 9.1. But you can also compile many classes in the same frame, so it will be helpful to you also, because most of the area they will ask what is my objectives, what are all the objectives as you have. So these are all the things we could able to see that. The next one, fourth part, what I told you, like first 3 part, third part is talking about the mixed of trial writing, checklist, and then classes identification, and then evidence providing. This is the third one. 30 marks will be given to you. So 10 marks for the each question. Now we are going to see the fourth one. As I told you very clearly, very simple one. The only understanding playing a main game change. Okay, understanding of the question is very important. So the 3 questions will be asked, each question will be given 10 marks. So very important thing is that please start reading the questions line by line, sentence by sentence, word by word. You can have some small paper with you, so you can write it down, what is mean by that, what is mean by that, that's all. So then if you have a manual with you, okay, so now you can take your manual with a piece of paper with pen. Let's see that the first question, 4.1, audit situation in the final inspection and dispatch area. So you are examining the inspection and dispatch records for the order number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you know very well about, just you are examining. This relates to the product XYZ. Okay, that is due to be sent out to the customer. You note that in the final inspection section of the records, the word OK is written, so with the initial JW alongside it. The dispatch supervisor tells you that JW is one of the junior inspector. You ask the supervisor who has authorized the release of the product. The supervisor replies that authorization is not necessary for this type of routine product, and it is clear from the records that the inspection was satisfactory. He says if there has been any problem, so we get a signature from David Manvers, the chief inspector, but only if they had to do some rework to the product. You check the organization documented informations for the product release process and find it states that the chief inspector is responsible for authorizing final release of the products. So you come to know that the chief inspector is responsible for authorizing final release of all products. He has mentioned all products. It is not like, you know, in case of any problem products or not like that. He have mentioned all products. You will come to know that there is some problem. Okay, they have done some deviation in this. So what do you say? Is it NC or no NC? So the deviation is available. Okay, the evidence is very clear. The documented information is very clear, and then the auditor itself checked that information. The documented evidence is saying that responsible for authorizing final release of all products. So it is very clear. It is a non-conformity, isn't it? Non-conformity. So you have to write first one, 2 marks for identifying the scenario of as a non-conformity. Okay, and then 3 marks will be given to you. The declarations, why it is non-conformity, descriptions of the non-conformity. The organization is not releasing the products to customer in accordance with its planned arrangements of or ISO 9001-2015 class number 8.6. Some people will start from 8.6. So 8.6 is starting like that they will start. Some people will say the class number 8.6 at the end of the justification. So the thing is that you will come to know that some inspection is poor or something like that. So you can directly go to the 8.6. You know why 8.6 we are going? Can you able to guess something? Yes, of course you are right. See, 8.6 nothing but the release of product. See, that's what I am telling you frequently. No, you have to make you have to keep it your 9001 manual with you. The content of the manual, no, the first couple of pages you can able to see all classes will be available. So in the 8.6 you can see release of products and service. So you can go to that page. First itself, the organization shall maintain or shall release the product, something like that it has written. So if it is a non-conformity, you can make it in a negative form. That's all. The organization is not releasing product to customer in accordance with its planned arrangements under the class of 8.6. That's all. Then evidence, what you have identified as an evidence, the documented information records of the inspections for the order number 1234 relating to the product XYZ did not contain the signature of the chief inspector. That's all. Confirming products conformity with the acceptance criteria as required by the product release process. See, next one is ISO 9001-2015 class and requirements. See, most of the things what we supposed to do, you can write this one. What it says, ISO 9001-2015 class number requirements. See, 8.6 is talks about the release of the products and services to the customer shall not proceed until the plant arrangements have been satisfactorily completed unless otherwise approved by the relevant authority. This is given. Okay, this is only for reference to us. Okay, so based on that we can able to go through further. So 3 marks, 8 marks will be given. So where is the 2 marks we have? Writing ISO 9001-2015 classes in the first once you say that it is a non-conformity, so then you are describing that why it is a non-conformity with the classes, and then evidence you are showing that this is the evidence I have, and then you have to write the class number ISO 9001-2015 class under requirement. So it will be really making you that this person has taken the class number 8.6. He has written what is written in the 2015 ISO 9001 manual. Then he has taken that manual for reference, and he has identified as a description for the non-conformity. So this will relate the trainer for confirming the 10 marks is available. So 2 marks for non-conformity, descriptions or non-conformity is 3 marks will be given, 3 marks for the evidence. So 3 plus 3 and 2 talks about the 8 marks, and 2 will be the what is the exactly class number says 2015 manual, 2015 manual. So you can write it down the overall for the 10 marks. Next question is 4.2 audit situations. Okay, you are auditing the design and development process in an organization that designs and manufacture industrial equipment. So there are currently dealing with the serious customer complaint relating to the faulty safety mechanism. They have sent engineers to this customer to repair some equipment they designed, manufactured and supplied 2 years earlier for contract number A123. You find a recent note on file that states that the engineers are currently having difficulty in repairing the equipment. They have been issued with the latest drawing for the equipment, serial number X123 revision 3. The drawing do not contain a modification to the safety mechanism that was made prior to a delivery and installations of the equipment. You confirm with the design manager that revision 3 is the current versions of the drawing and that the revision 3 does not include the changes to the safety mechanism. You ask the design manager why the modification to the safety mechanism was not made to the drawing, and he replies that the changes was reviewed and considered so to be minor with no impact on the equipment and it did not affect the customer contract specification. So you understand about this question. Okay, they have made it very clear, because since it is a minor change, they have not done any updations in the process. So it is very clear. The organization, see, simply we are writing. So this is how we supposed to write it. Non-conformity, 2 marks for identifying the scenario as a non-conformity. Descriptions of the non-conformity is 3 marks will be given. Organization has not retained documented information records on a design and development. Why they have taken design and development? Since it is a design and development field, you have taken 8.3.6. 8 is nothing but the general classes. It's a joker class. Generally they used to say that. Suppose if you are uncomfortable in choosing the classes, so you can fit anything in the 8 category. So it will be comfortable to you because it is operation on no. You can take planning or requirement, everything is there in the 8. So because make it sure that trainer has a different opinion. Every trainer will have a different opinion. So unless otherwise you are making the justification, you are making the clarification, you are very close to the trainer, the marks will be given to you. See, nothing to worry. Anyhow, the class finding will be given most of the time. It will be given you like practices every time. So you have to understand the questions, each and every words, each and every sentences. Based on that, you can able to identify the class number. It will be really comfortable to you. Please make sure that you are addressing all your exercise as well as workshop. It is very helpful to you. ISO 9001-2015 classes 8.3.6, the organization shall retain the documented evidence. That's all, friends. See, very important thing is that 2 marks, 3 marks, 3 marks. So if you write this one, trainer will be happy that okay, you have taken from this area. So it will be given some 10 marks. Then third question, the last question, audit situation. During an audit of an insurance company, you ask the trainer manager to show you the training records for 3 people who work in the claim department. You see, so from the training records that each has attended a course on customer care. You ask the training manager so how they evaluated the training and are told, so we ask every person who attend a training courses to complete a questionnaire on whether they enjoyed the course, how useful they found the training, and how good the tutor was. Okay, so this information helps us decide whether to send other staffs on the course. So you examine the questionnaires completed by the 3 people who attended the question care courses. All 3 awarded high marks on how enjoyable they found the courses and the usefulness of the courses. So all 3 also awarded a satisfactory score so for the tutor. You understand very well? It seems like everything is okay, isn't it? The questions and everything is okay. See, please see that, friends. Please understand what is given, you have to justify it. That's all. You need not to overthink, or you need not to assume, or you need not to go for without evidence. So no assumption, something like that. See, the question is very clear. We ask every person who attend a training courses to complete a questionnaire. Questionnaire, it may be whatever. They are not asking effectiveness, they are not asking project or nothing else. How was the training? That's all. Whether you enjoyed it or not, that's all. They have given very clear. You are getting now confused whether we need to make a non-conformance or conformance. This is where the things will start. Once you have this kind of things, you can please go only trial writing. Trial writing means you are asking the question. That's all. Very simple, in a proper manner. See, Now the example is shown like there is no non-conformity and further investigation is needed to determine how the organization evaluates the effectiveness of the training. You have to make this statement for getting 2 marks. Simply writing the questions will never make you any conclusion. You have to make it. You can put in other way also. Now we could not able to make the non-conformity in this, so further we have to drill down some of the question to determine the exact positions of this statement, something like that you can able to ask. So okay, how it is written, see, points of investigation and evidence sort. Has the training manager been assigned the responsibility and authority for evaluating the competence of a claim department staff? They are asking from 5.3. They started doing this one from 5.3. What it means 5.3? You can check it up in your manual. 5.3 organizational roles, responsibility and then authority. If not, who has been assigned the responsibility and authority for evaluation? Same first question they have simply tweeted and they put that. If not, who has been assigned, like that. See, you in general manner it will be 2 questions, isn't it? Has the organization considered the risk of claim department staff not being competent in customer care? They asked from 6.1 to 1.1a. What is maybe 6.1? It is coming in under the category of planning. 6.1 is actions to address risk and opportunities, isn't it? Are there measurable quality objectives for the quality customer care in the claim department? 6.2.1. Then find out the claim department manager or some of the other appropriate responsibilities. 1.2. Like that you can able to ask some question with the class number. Find out if the claim department manager or some other appropriate responsible authority has determined that these persons are competent on the basis of appropriate education, training and experience. 1.2b. What is meant by 1.2b? Competence. You can directly go to competence. You can able to see these kind of frames available. Only the thing is that you have to start the word whether. You can start the word whether they have. You can start. You can have your own question. So this is how we need to write the trial, my dear friends. Please understand. See, the thing is that non-conformity, conformity. Class identifying exactly for the non-conformity, it depends on your imagination, your knowledge on this ISO 9001 2015, and then fitting the exact classes. The thing is that every trainer has a different type of opinion. Okay, so what I am continuously insisting you the same, please go for trial writing. Only 10 10 10. You see what I told you, we have 45 minutes available for both the things, part 3 and then part 4. 45 minutes, 15 minutes per question. If you are a very beautiful typewriter, you can just frame the questions as within 5 minutes or within 10 minutes. That's all, very simple. Put a class, then you can have a justification like it is very difficult to conclude non-conformity, that's why we are drilled down further more question. To 2 marks you will get it. This is how the thing supposed to be done. So part 3 and part 4, I hope you very well about this understanding of this part 3 and part 4. So this full and full you will come to know that trial writing with the class number. Nothing to worry. If you are not able to do the conformance, non-conformity or whatever it may be, please go for trial writing. You will surely get mark 100%. This is what I followed. I am just explaining you. Okay friends, so I think we can move to the next part. The next part is only 20 marks and then 10 marks. We can make it very short, sweet and then simple. You have 20 marks, 25 minutes is available with you. So I told you, like, they will ask you maybe 5 marks 4 questions or 4 mark 5 questions will be asked. 10 marks, it is sure that only 2 marks questions, so 5 questions will be there. You can answer these 3. So please start from part 3 and part 4 and then part 2, part 1. It will be always comfortable to you. See, this is the first one. We can see part 1, that is a 5 questions worth 2 marks each. Maximum 10 marks they will ask, isn't it? ISO 9001 2015 requires that internal audits are objective and impartial. Describe the difference between objectivity and then impartiality in the context. It is there. Okay, in the books itself it is available. What is my objectivity? You have to find it out. So most of the areas they will ask some common question. You can write it down in the manual itself. So then you will come to know during examination time. You can just open out the manual. You can frame it. What are all the things? What are all the words is available to type it? So once you come to know that if time. So during training time, the trainer will continuously say that for example, impartiality. What is my impartiality? So then a trainer will say that this is a very important question. Please make a note of this. Then you have to write it in your manual. What is my impartiality? So what is my objectivity? So objectivity is nothing but auditor should gather fact-based evidence that can be verified. This is coming in the 1911 manual. So you have to keep it very always comfortably. Impartiality, what we have shown you that the professional care, auditors. So auditor should act without bias, including the gatherings of and analysis of evidence. So only a simple word, that's all. You need not to go 4 to 5 lines typing I know this or I know that. It is not at all required. Okay, only typing one line what is relevant for the questions they asked. So 2 marks will be given to you. Similar answer using different words are also acceptable. Yes, sometimes what happen, no, we don't know exactly the questions, we don't understand exactly. You can type it as per your own what it means, objectivity. So some evidence, that's all. Evidence means you have to talk in a language of 9001 2015 language. So fact based evidence, some record management, something like that. You can use the words. They have make it very clear. Who is doing a marking? No, similar answers using different words and acceptable. The next one is explain in the context of auditing the difference between being argumentative and then being assertive. See, you can collect these kind of 19,011 manual as well as 9,001 manual. So most of the time they will ask some of the questions like this. You can have answers in the manual itself. So then you will come to know that where is the questions available, then where is the answers also available. You can type it up. For example, argumentative often means an emotional reaction. It is often aggressive and you can take and entrenched positions without considerations for other people's opinion. Okay, 1 mark will be given. What is assertive? Getting one's position understood in the in a confident and authoritative manner. So based on using solid facts and audit evidence. It means delivering information without undue emotion. Similar answer using different word also acceptable. So this is where you can able to see everything in the question paper. Okay, some of the people they may not know, but they know that what is meant by argumentative. So you can write it. It will have some 4 to 5 lines also available, but make it sure that you are always writing like this, and then you are using some goods words from the manual. Some goods words means emotional reaction. What they have underline, no, aggressive, entrenched position, considerations for other people opinion. You have to make it like this kind of words. That only it is a catching words. It will be really matters for this questions and everything. They will be given 1 mark, full and full to you. Assertive means confident, solid facts, audit evidence without undue emotion. These are all the important words. You have to underline it. You need not to go for underline. So you have to, if you are going for paper pen, you have to at least address these kind of words or nothing. A local colloquial language if you are writing means no one will understand at all. So please make sure that you are giving a proper answers during the examinations. The next one is, third question, the organization needs to monitor customer satisfaction. Okay, list 2 methods an organization can use to determine the degree of customer satisfaction. Maybe you are from OEM background or maybe tire background, IT industry, whatever it may be. How you can satisfy your customer? Please just go through it. How you can take some survey, or you can go for some feedback services, or you can review their product returns from customer, their claim data, then repair data, whatever it may be. That's all, simple. You have to type it like by carrying out customer survey, by reviewing customer feedback on delivered products and service, by reviewing products returns from customer, by holding meetings with customers or customer representative, carrying out market share analysis, warranty claims, dealer reports. Award 1 mark each for any 2 of the above or for alternative valid answers up to a maximum of 2 marks overall. So 2 marks will be given to you. You can ask why I supposed to write this much. See dear friends, please understand, trainer will have a different type of opinion. For example, your trainer needs only warranty claim data, then dealer report data. So if the 2 is available, he will offer 1 mark. Then market analysis, customer survey, he will offer 1 mark. Like that they will start. If you are writing, I can talk to customer, I can interview the customer, but these are all the things is available, okay, but marks will be given 0.5, that's all. At least you have to write, if they are asking, see they asked a list 2 methods, so you have to write at least 4 or 5. This is how the things supposed to go for that. The fourth question is 1.4, the class number 8.3.4. So what is 8.3.4? It's designs and development controls, isn't it? Okay, ISO 9001 2015 requires design and development verification to be carried out. List 2 verification activities that may be issued so by the design functions of an arranger. They are asking only 2, but you have to go for 4 or 5. So this is how. See, inspection of prototypes, review of documented information, alternative calculation, laboratory test, use of models. That's all. Very, very simple. So they are asking design and development verification to be carried out. What you are going to supposed to do during that time, so you can able to make it very, very clear how we can able to proceed further. The final one is in the part 1 is identify 2 ways in which an auditor can verify that agreed corrective actions have been effectively implemented. How you will verify? So the thing is that acceptance of a written response. Okay, a properly given countermeasures or improvements to you, it is good. Evaluations of submitted evidence, what all the things before, after, or maybe trend, maybe reduction trend, like that if they are showing, means we can able to accept. Verifications of the corrective actions at the audit location, you are directly going to their Gemba and then doing the audit and confirm. So this is where we can able to understand. Here they asked 2 ways, so they have written only 3 ways. You can make some of the points also, 4 or 5 also, it will be really comfortable. I hope this part 1 is clear. So then we will move to the part 2. Part 2, it's nothing but 20 marks. What I told you, either they ask for 5 questions, 4 marks will be given to each one, or they will ask for 4 questions, 5 marks will be given to each one. So this one is 2.1 ISO 9001 2015 identifies evidence based decision making as one of the 7 quality management principles that facilitate achievement of quality objective. Okay, so they are asking, explain your understanding of what is meant by evidence based decision making. So you have to write it down, your own example, without evidence, something like that. You have to write it down. You need not to look in the books and all, because some trainer will ask you, maybe if you are from IT background or automobile background, you can write some scenario, and then you can record management, what I supposed to do, those things you can able to write. Typical solution is factual approach. Decisions are taken based on the objective analysis of data and information. Factual approach. This is where you can able to write. Record based approach, fact finding audit, these are all the things you can come to know that during your examples or maybe during your trainings. Your trainer will give you more evidence, like how we can able to take it up for this evidence based decision. Maybe record management, online data, real-time data, many things you have. So you have to highlight the word, that is what factual approach. Award a maximum 2 marks for this or similar answer which link decisions to an objective examinations of evidence, data and fact. That's all. What I told you, you can write by your own, but you have to see that some catching words or the local industrial language words you can highlight. Record management, real-time data, and then on-time data, interlinked data. So those kind of things you can able to write it down. Identifying 6 ISO 9001 2015 classes that support evidence-based decision making. So 3 marks. If 6 means 0.5 will be given. So how it's supposed to be? 4.4.1 G, evaluate QMS process. 4.1. What is 4.4.1? It talks about context of the organization, quality management system and its process. So they will start one by one. 6.1, 6.2, 9.3.1, 9.2, 9.1.2, like that many questions are asked. They are asked only 6, but they have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they are asking 6, and then they have written 12. So this is where we supposed to have attractive to the trainer. Anyhow, trainer is going to only evaluate your paper, but two trainer will be evaluating your paper. So one trainer, if the trainer who has taken training to you, it will be understanding, okay, it is good, means the next trainer also supposed to understand. So you can go for at least if they ask 6 means you can write 10 also. So it is a general, what are all the things you can able to ask, you can simply ask and put some class mark, that's all. The next question, ISO 9001:2015 requires top management to demonstrate leadership and then commitment with respect to the QMS. Describe briefly a method you could use to evaluate top management, leadership and then commitment. So typical solution, interview with the top management to determine, for example, so like that they started, see 9001 require top management to demonstrate leadership. So this leadership will talk only in the class under 5, isn't it? So you can have you need to frame some questions, commitment with respect to the QMS. Typical question, interviews with the top management to determine how you can interview top management. Not it's in a normal manner, because top management means they are all leadership people. So you have to frame your question in a proper manner. Involvement in the appointment, directions and support of the people in QMS roles with the necessary responsibilities and authorities. Involvement in establishing, the words available, dear friends, please see in the leadership, involvement of leadership, then association, so those kind of things are available. Involvement in establishing, implementing and maintaining the quality policy, not delegating, reviewing reports on the performance of the QMS and opportunities for improvement, undertaking management reviews at planned intervals, plus the gathering of evidence of actions taken so by top management as required by 9001:2015 to demonstrate. See, they have put one note to the marker, reasonable alternatives are also acceptable. So award 1 mark per acceptable method to a maximum of 2 marks. You are evaluating, you are determining the leadership and commitment with respect to the QMS. So you are deriving this one. So they asked only for 2 marks. You are gathering some couple of questions and then you are asking. The next one is give 3 examples of audit evidence. They are asking 3 marks. So this question is 5 marks, 2 plus 3. They have simply split it into 2. So you have to make it very clear before addressing these questions. After addressing this question, moving to the next question, please see that I answered this 5 marks full and fully. Some people, what they do, they have put the question itself will start like one by one. First they will ask 2 marks, then you have to make a move, then it will go to 3 marks. So don't think that I have completed this 5 marks question, why they are asking. So don't skip anything, whatever the thing they are asking, please write it a simply, faster and then beautiful manner. So give 3 examples of audit evidence so you could gather as a part of your evaluation of top management leadership. How you will make an example of audit evidence, top management leadership. So how you will do that, dear friends? Top management you cannot ask simply directly like that. You have to make a proper target versus actual, how the KP is fixed, how their KRI is fixed, key result indicator, key performance indicator. For example, they put examples of audit evidence include taking accountability. So for the effectiveness of how they are taking the accountability, promoting the use of the process approach and the risk based thinking, communicating the importance of effective quality management and of conforming to the QMS requirements, engaging, directing and supporting persons to contribute to the effectiveness of the QMS, promoting continual improvement, supporting other relevant management roles to determine this, and then involving in ensuring that the quality policy. So everything we have to talk in a language of leadership. So next question is third question, 2.3. The positive audited professional behavior is to be diplomatic. State the meaning of diplomatic and give an example. 3 marks they are asking. Demonstrate how an auditor could be diplomatic. So diplomatic is being tactful it is available 19,011 available. Okay, you please search it, then only you will get practice with it. Okay, diplomatic is being tactful, sensitive, and then discreet. See, underlining these words is a very important thing. Okay, so what I request you can please make a note of this statement also. It will be comfortable to you also. Okay, tactful, sensitive, and then discreet. So when dealing with the people, example, not personalizing any issues, not getting involved in company policy or something like that. Some area you should make a proper disciplined manner. You should never make any questions on their policies and everything. You have to ask only the question, that's all. So diplomatic means you have to write these words. It will be catching words. So if the words are available, then it will be given a full mark to you. Okay, and then the next one is they ask for 2 marks. The same question they are asking 2 marks. Describe briefly the effect that not being diplomat could have on an audit. So you are not being diplomat, so then what we supposed to answer in this? Auditees could feel insecure, undetermined, threatened, then antagonized, so angry. So if their ability was openly challenged or dismissed, or be reluctant to offer any information. So these are all the things you can able to put in the word. Describe briefly the effect that not being diplomat. If you are not being diplomat, then what will happen, like that. Then award 1 mark for each relevant effect identified as the maximum. So you can write, if we are not diplomatic, then what the things we can do. But most of the times we don't get answers from the manual, so you have to write by your own. So please make sure that you are writing in a proper way of answering these questions and all. You can Google it. Okay, what all the things, if you want to confirm, you can Google it. We have many latest groups are available, WhatsApp, Telegram, everything is available. Anyhow, this video question paper is 2019 question paper. So in that also you can able to extract some 10 marks, a couple of 2 marks question, couple of 5 mark questions also available. 2.4 at the opening meeting of an external audit. This is the 4th question. So okay, the next one is the 2.4, 4th question. At the opening meeting of an external audit, okay, so you are informed that a recent internal audit has been found many non-conformities related to the in-house purchasing department. Corrective actions has already been planned, so it is therefore suggested that to audit this department again would add no value, and ask if you could delete this department from the audit plan and spend more time in the production area. See, the auditee is giving some kind of one information to the auditor that many areas are being addressed, but the thing is that the things are improvements are already in place, so it will take some time. So then you can again auditing and then identifying the things are not considerable or advisable. You can go and focus on the production area. Production, so from audit plan and spend more time. Okay, so they are asking outline 5 issues you could include in the response you could give to this request. So how you frame these kind of things as, and they will ask you 5 questions they are asking. See, 5 question means they will give you some marks also. 5 marks will be given to you. How? An external audit needs to cover all the processes associated with the score. See how we can write these solutions. An external audit needs to cover all the process associated with the scope of the management systems and then audit criteria. So 2 marks will be given to you. So the next one is external provision, that is a purchasing, can only be executed if it is not within the scope of the QMS. So that is 2 marks will be given for this. And if external provision purchasing is not included, it will not be possible to make recommendations of verifications. Next one is an audit of external provision, that is a purchasing, now will confirm the accuracy of the recent internal audit findings. An audit of external provision purchasing now may identify other findings that need to be addressed. So 1 mark. Additionally, a couple of points is given, so either you can write this or you can write on the other also. So that is your decision up to you. See, outline 5 issues you would include in the responses you would give to this request. So as I told you, if there is some different issues, different requests, so you have to make accordingly to this. I hope you understand, like, you know, the overall structure of this 90 marks question. So how we need to answer, what is important and what is not important. So I think it is very, very clear to you. So based on your your 5 days program and this videos as well as the previous all this 9 videos will help you to make a further clarifications during examinations. So finally, let's learn and level up ourselves, and let us help and support others. So without pain there is no gain. I hope you like this video, so please give your valuable comments so that I can also level up myself, so and share to your beloved ones. So thank you very much and thanks for watching.